Hey there, Ellie here for Hakuoki, and we just started chapter 3. We're moving along, and the dawn of the new year has arrived. Happy New Year! Happy New Year indeed. Oh boy, last time around we spent some time with Akita. He was terrorizing children, although he's saying that he was playing with them. All because they said some not so nice things about Kondo. My gosh. He says that he'll apologize to them later, but hopefully they'll be not saying anything bad about the Shinsengumi moving forward. The dawn of the new year arrived. It was February of 1865, and we finished eating breakfast. I was carrying a plate full of tea and opened the door to the common room. Tea's ready.
Oh, すまないね、雪村くん。
I made my way around the room, pouring a cup of tea for each person there, making sure not to spill. He gave me a warm smile as I handed him his tea.
やっぱり寒い日には熱めのお茶がうまいね。
Oh, have to agree with you there. A nice good cup of tea is always helpful. Thank you. I felt a flush of pride at his words, even though I knew quite well that serving tea was hardly impressive. Just the same, I felt like I was helping out in a way, and that was a nice feeling. Then Hujikata spoke, and his words brought me back to the present.
ヤギさんたちにも世話になったが、この豚酒もそろそろ手狭になってきたか。
Oh, we're running out of room?
まあ、確かに狭くなったな。大使の数も増えてきたしよ。
Okay, so the Shinsengumi is really growing and we're running out of space.
広いところに移れるんならそれがいいんだけどな。
But where can we go?
雑魚寝してる連中かなり辛そうだしよ。
だな。前川邸で寝起きしてる連中なんて毎晩押し寿司みてえになりながら寝てやがるぜ。
Oh boy.
あれじゃ疲れが取れねえだろうし、なんとかしてやりてえよな。
そんなこと言ったって僕たち新選組を受け入れてくれる場所なんてないでしょ。
Yeah, the reputation is not great, so I don't think there's going to be that many people would be saying, hey, yeah, stay at our place.
僕たち今日の嫌われ者だしね。
Mm-hmm. The person sitting beside Kondo pointed at a map spread upon the table.
西本願寺というのはどうかしら？
Who are you? What is Nishi Hongwanji? Another name for the Jodo Shinshu Hongwanji Temple in Kyoto. It allowed the Shinsengumi to make the temple their headquarters for a period of time. Okay, so I guess we're going there.
西本願寺ですと？先方の同意を得られるとは思えませんが。
Except for that, the knowledge base which told us that we did get to stay there for a while.
でも数百人の大使が寝起きできるほど広い場所なんて他にないでしょ。それにあの場所ならいざという時も動きやすいと思うのだけど。
This man was named Kashitaro Ito, recruited by Heisuke a few months ago as the Shinsengumi's military advisor and deputy commander. So Kashitaro Ito, military advisor and deputy commander of the Shinsengumi. His field of study is literature with imperialistic philosophy. He developed his notoriety teaching Hokushin Ito in his dojo, and he is known for his scholarliness. And Hokushin Ito is a sword style that was popular in Edo during the Bakumatsu period.
それに西本願寺は以前長州浪士をかくまっていたこともあると聞きますわ。
Oh, really?
我々が西本願寺に移れば浪士たちは身を隠す場所を一つ失うことになります。
That's true.
そこまで考えての選定というわけですか。なるほど。
Kondo seemed very impressed by Ito's suggestion, but a silent voice of protest arose.
僧侶の動きを武力で押さえつけるのはいかがなものかと思いますが。
Ito's brow twitched, as if disturbed by the idea, and he faced Senin directly.
自社を隠れ蓑にして好き勝手な振る舞いをしていたのは長州浪士の方ではなくて、今日の治安を乱す不逞浪士に配慮して差し上げるなんて、三男さんもお優しいこと。
Ouch. Ito's deflection of Senin's word left a bitter taste in everyone's mouth, including Senin.
尊上過激派を抑える必要があるという点に関しては同意しますが。
じゃあなんだ？
Oh, who are you?
切り合うときは、やあやあ我こそはって名乗りを上げて、正々堂々とやるべきだとでも言うつもりか。不逞浪士どもがそんな鎌倉武士みたいなご作法に付き合ってくれりゃいいがな。
三郎、口を慎みなさい。
Saburo.
もっと悪い。つい本音が出た。
Saburo Miki. The other man beside Ito was Saburo Miki, who joined at the same time as Ito. Allegedly, he was Ito's younger brother by blood. Saburo Miki, captain of the Shinsengumi's 9th Division. He is Kashitaro Ito's younger brother. They joined the Shinsengumi together.
皆さん方、ごめんなさいね。この子は昔から口が悪くて。三男さんもお気を悪くなさらないでくださいな。あなたのような方も新選組を大きくしていく上では必要だと思いますし、たとえ左腕が使い物にならなくとも、その才覚と学識は隊のために大いに役立つはずですわ。
I really don't like you, Ito. I watched the Senin bit his lip in an act of restraint to Ito's sour words. The tension was cut by another voice.
伊藤さん、今のはどういう意味だ？
Hijikata's voice was cold and sharp, like the sound of a blade sliding across a whetstone. Ito seemed taken aback and his eyes grew wide.
あんたが言うように、三男さんは優秀な論客だ。けどな、剣客としてもこの新選組に必要な人間なんだよ。
Hijikata only spoke when necessary, so it must have been something he truly believed. However,
ですが、私の腕は。
he couldn't even seem to bring himself to finish. It seemed as though Hijikata realized his words were reminding Senin of what he used to be, causing Senin to curl his lip into a frown.
ごめん遊ばせ。私としたことが失言でしたわ。三男さんは皆さん方の大切なお仲間ですものね。仲がよろしくて結構なことですわ。新たに入隊した大使たちも同じ気持ちでいてくれるといいのですけど。
Hijikata's eyes seethed with anger towards Ito. Kondo tried to relieve the tension by stepping in and clearing the air.
とりあえず屯所移転の件に関してはもう少し話し合ってから決めるということで。伊藤さん、この後お付き合いを願えますかな。先ほどの件についてもう少し詳しい話をお聞きしたいので。
Oh, Kondo really is able to charm people and just diffuse situations. He's a really good foil to Hijikata because he's more blunt.
ええ、喜んで。
Seeing the two get up, Takeda followed right behind them.
近藤局長、私もご一緒して構いませんか？
いいとも。ぜひ君も伊藤さんの話を聞いて大いに見識を広めてくれたまえ。新選組幹部といえど剣術ばかりではいかんからな。これからは広い視野と深い知識を身につけねばな。
は。
Kondo left the common room with Ito and Miki. However, who still sat before us? He smirked coldly towards us, and he slinked off to leave the common room. Okita spoke once Mickey's footsteps weren't audible.
まったく、誰なのさ、あんな人たちを連れてきたのは。
Yeah, I don't really care for them much either.
犯人はまだ江戸にいるだろう。平助の野郎、帰ってきたらとっちめてやる。
伊藤さんは尊上派なんだろう。長州の奴らと同じ考えの奴がよく新選組に入る気になったもんだな。
尊皇攘夷だからって長州と同一視されるのは心外らしい。そもそも尊皇とはとかなんとかわけのわからねえことを抜かしてやがったんだよ。近藤さんも近藤さんであっさり丸め込まれやがって。
近藤さんってお人よしですからね。
Very kind. I fear that he's going to be walked all over, though.
ああいう口がうまくてお腹の中が真っ黒な人に騙されやすいんだよな。
その伊藤さんが参謀で弟が9番組組長か。めんどくさいことになったぜ。
Yeah. Eventually, Hijikata approached Sanan, who weakly hung his head, facing the floor in shame.
三男さん、あんな奴の言うことなんざ気にするんじゃねえぞ。
Sanan laughed dryly and shook his head.
伊藤さんは学識も高く、弁舌に優れ、剣の腕も確かな方ですよ。優秀な参謀の入隊で、ついに総長はお役御免というわけですね。
おい、三男さん。
Sanan left the room as Hijikata's voice trailed behind, echoing in the hall.
三男さんも気の毒にな。
Yeah.
あの調子だから近頃は大使連中にも避けられちまってる。
What? But why?
無理もねえだろう。どんな言葉をかけても全部悪く取られちまうし。何を言っても皮肉と嫌味しか返ってこねえから、大使たちも怯えちまって近づかねえんだよ。
Considering as too that he can't hold a sword again, he's just angry at everyone. Oh no, poor Sanan. Even though I hadn't been here as long as captains, I knew Sanan was so well liked by the other warriors before his injury.
土方さん、伊藤さんたちなんて適当な理由をつけてさっさと追い出しちゃってくださいよ。
I don't think that's gonna work.
あの人たちが来てから僕、毎晩嫌な夢ばっかり見るんですよね。
んなことできるわけねえだろうが。近藤さんはすっかり伊藤さんに心酔してるみてえだしな。
Yeah.
伊藤さんと一緒に入隊してきた連中もそんな扱いをされりゃ黙っちゃいねえだろ。
That'd be problematic too.
役に立たない人だな。無理を通すのが鬼副長の役目でしょ。
んじゃてめえが副長やりゃいいだろうが。で、あいつらを追い出せ。
嫌に決まってるじゃないですか。そんなめんどくさいの。
The consensus was that Ito was not to be trusted, and it seems no one spoke in his defense. Only one, during all this, quietly sipped his tea. Saito quietly looked up at me as I poured more tea into his cup. Hey, so what do you think about Ito? I mean, about Ito joining, that is.
様々な考えを持つ者が属してこそ、タイというのは広がりを見せるものだ。
So then...
だが無理に広げようとすると、内部から瓦解を始めることもある。
His words hung in the air, a dark omen for the future of the Shinsengumi. It was considerate of Ito to join, but his presence seemed to be a recipe for dissension, if not outright disaster. The setting sun glowed through the windows with a warm, rich maroon, an ominous kind of beauty. It's cold. I came out into the yard and my body stopped due to the cold. Guess spring will take a while. I wasn't too fond of Ito, but it was Sanin and his condition that truly worried me. I really wish his arm would just heal. That arm, or perhaps more accurately, the lack of it, was the source of his change in personality. Still, as nice as it would be for Sanin's arm to simply start working again, that seemed like stuff of a child's fable, not real life. That's when I remembered.
薬でも何でも使ってもらうしかないですね。三男さんも納得してくれるんじゃないかな。
Oh yeah, they were talking about that much earlier.
そうじ。めったなこと言うもんじゃねえ。幹部が羅刹になってどうするんだよ。
So, will he join the Furies then? Okita was talking about the Shinsengumi having some secret serum back in the day. Judging of how they spoke of it, it's an item with circumstances. But... and I was not to know of the existence of that serum. If I were to look into it without approval, there was no doubt that I'd be punished. But I'm the daughter of a doctor. I'm pretty sure that I have more knowledge on medicine than the men of the Shinsengumi did. I'm going to save... I hate to say it, but curiosity killed the cat, but I've got multiple lives, so let's investigate anyway. I'm going to muster the courage to look into this. Where should I start to investigate? My room is in the Yagi house. There are some rooms that are not allowed to enter, but the captains live here as well, and I finally learned how to navigate the building. However, there was another building that was part of the headquarters for the Shinsengumi, aside from the Yagi house. Some of the leaders, along with the warriors, live in the Meikawa house, diagonal from the Yagi. And Sanin, who is injured, has been holed up in the Nambu residence located behind Yagi. Nambu residence. Located in the back of the Yagi residence, Sanin takes refuge here after suffering injuries and is later used to hide other furies. Since it's a residence, one cannot just stroll there casually, and since it's barely used by anyone other than Sanin, it is a little isolated. If there are secrets being kept from me, then they have to be kept in a place that I'll never think to check. If I were to look into it, it'd either be in the forbidden areas of the Yagi. Would either be in the blank or the forbidden. I think translation stuff. Or the forbidden areas of the Yagi residence. Which should I look into? The Yagi house and the Numbu house. I don't know. Let's see. I'll try the Nambu house. Once I was quite sure everyone in the Yagi house was asleep, I made my move. So far, so good. Luckily, I was able to get to the entrance without anything happening, and I sighed with relief.
何が良かったの?
Oh shoot! Of course, it's Soji. The surprise of seeing someone else froze me.
君も大胆だな。僕たちの目を盗んで逃げ出そうとするなんて。
No. Okita, well, I'm not.
一体何が違うのかな。こんな夜中に人目を盗んで部屋を抜け出すなんて。脱走以外考えられないんだけど。
Look, well, it's not like that. How was I supposed to explain it to him? The more I panicked, the more I choked up.
冗談だよ。もし君が本当に脱走したら、切っちゃえばいいだけだし。
Okay, follow me.
逃げたところでどうせ行くあてもないだろうしね。
You're right. He was right. Even if I somehow managed to escape the Shinsengumi, I would lose my best chance of finding my father.
何にせよ、さっさと部屋に戻りなよ。子供が遊ぶ時間じゃないんだから。君だってあらぬ疑いをかけられて切られたくないでしょ。
Yeah. Maybe Okita was right, that it was reckless in me to investigate this room, and thoughts swirled in my head before Okita spoke up again.
もし怖いものを見たら、すぐに声を上げて助けを呼ぶんだよ。
Okay, that just came out of the blue and the music stopped.
一人で何とかしようなんて思わなくてもいいから。わかった。
Mm-hmm. Huh? He sounded rather serious for a moment. What do you mean by something scary? What could I run into the Shinsengumi's headquarters that could be as scary as he thinks? He almost looks surprised for a moment, his face breaking into a wry grin.
そうだな。怖い夢とか、お化けとか、あ、鬼副長なんてのもあるかもね。
Yeah, that would be scary. That does sound scary. Oh my gosh, Chiziru and I are on the same wavelength. If Ichika found out that I was walking around the compound without permission, I'm gonna go back to my room now.
そうそう。おとなしく寝てるのが賢明だよ。僕は中庭をもう一回りしてこようかな。
Okita started to hum as he walked away. I didn't expect to be found, especially by Okita of all people. There's no way I could sneak into the Nimbu house behind his back. Nimbu house, Maybe I could go investigate the Yagi house before going back to my room. Wait. I was so surprised I hadn't stopped to think. Why was Okita up so late? As if he expected someone to leave the Yagi house. But there's no way he could have known I would try. If not me, then who? It was night at the Yagi house and dead silent. I tiptoed down the halls as quietly as possible. Huh? Were my ears playing tricks on me, or did someone just walk into the common room? I'd be in trouble if someone saw me, so I did my best to blend in with shadows and hide. After a few moments of heart-pounding seclusion, my curiosity got the best of me. I departed my hiding place and crept in toward the common room. I peered inside. Inside was Sanan. What are you doing here? I wondered why. Something felt wrong. I just stood there. What is Sanan doing here so late at night? I was at a loss. Should I speak to him, or... Before I could make up my mind, he turned.
まさか君に見つかるとはね。正直予想していませんでしたよ。
Oh jeez, you caught me. Damn it. I got caught by two samurai in a period of less than 10 minutes. Sanan gazed directly at me and muttered.
雪村くん、そこにいるのでしょ？出てきなさい。
Yeah, I got caught. I guess he spotted me. I gave up and made myself visible to Sanan. I'm sorry, it seemed like I was snooping or watching what you were doing.
別に叱るつもりはありませんよ。
Oh?
夜中に怪しい人影を見かけたら気にかかるのは当然でしょうしね。
Yeah, I guess. Huh? It was very subtle, but I noticed something was off in Sanan's attitude. He had a peaceful smile, something I hadn't seen for what felt like ages. It was a bit too peaceful, as if his worries had suddenly left him. It was an expression I'd never seen since he'd gotten injured. Sanan? Did something good happen?
ええ、ありましたよ。
Like what?
というより、ようやく決心できたと言うべきでしょうか。
Something swished in his hand. Sanon? What is that?
これが気になりますか?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. After his cryptic reply, he showed me what was in his hand. Sanon was holding a small bottle made from fine hydro. Fine hydro refers to glass, also called poppin. The glass was filled with a crimson liquid that looked like poisonous chemical to me. Or is it blood?
これは君の父親である光道さんが幕府の密使を受けて作った薬です。
This is something a dad made? What? The shogunate ordered my father to do something? Okay, I wonder what they ordered him to... Why that? What does this do? What's going on? I'm so confused.
もともと西洋から渡来したものだそうですよ。人体に劇的な変化をもたらす飛躍としてね。
What do you mean by utterly transform?
単純な表現をすると、筋力や自己治癒力の増強でしょうか。
It sounds like something out of a fairy tale. If such a thing were truly to exist, the serum would be considered a miracle cure, but...
しかし、この薬には致命的な欠陥がありました。
It sounded too good to be true, so what's the catch? His smile twisted only a little.
強すぎる薬の効能が人の精神を狂わすに至ったのです。
Oh my gosh, caused them to lose their sanity?
薬を飲んだ人間がどうなったか。その姿は君も目にしたことがありますね。
At the beginning of the game when I met those crazed guys, they must have taken this serum, lost their minds, and just were killing at random? Of course! I'd seen the results of that madness the night I first met the Shinsengumi. Yeah, it was those guys. Okita and Saito had killed off that monster with white hair.
君は察しがいいですね。そう。あの時の大使たちですよ。
So they also go hair color change.
薬を与えられた彼らは理性を失い、血に狂う化け物となり果てました。
His words brought a sharp chill down my spine. How horrible.
切り合いの最中、血が流れるたびに狂っていては、強靭な肉体を手に入れた意味がありません。光道さんは新選組という実験場でこの薬の改良を行っていたのですよ。
Oh my gosh, Dad was involved in such horrible things. No. My father? Conducting experiments on human beings? That made them go mad at the sight of blood? I couldn't believe it. No, I didn't want to believe it. But there was no reason for Sanon to lie either. I saw it right before my very eyes. Then, did Father really? Sanon shrugged off my disbelief and continued.
しかし残念ながら彼は行方不明となり、薬光道さんが残した資料をもとにして私なりに手を加えたものがこれです。
He smirked and shook the bottle gently. The liquid inside sloshed from side to side, almost lazily.
その原液をできる限り薄めてあります。
I had so many questions to ask him, but I didn't even know where to start. So I simply spoke the first thing that came to my mind. If you drink that, will you be okay? So, that serum, will it prevent you from going mad?
まだわかりません。誰にも試していないものですから。
You're gonna use it on yourself and be a guinea pig, aren't you? His smile faded.
ですが、飲めば私の腕は治ります。
Again, that would mean
薬の調合が成功さえしていれば。
that'll mean dilly squat though if you go mad. They're gonna have to put you down. You mean you're actually considering taking it? He had no guarantee that it wouldn't simply kill him outright. And even if he did survive, it might well drive him insane. Sana, please reconsider this. I'm sure there's some other way. You don't need to rely on this.
こんなものにでも頼らなければ私の腕は治らないのですよ。私はもはや用済みとなった人間です。普通の大使まで陰口を叩いているのは知っています。あなたにはわからないでしょうね。大いなる志を持って同志と共に江戸から登ってきたというのに、何の役にも立てぬままお情けで重職を与えられている私の気持ちなど。
How can you say it's pity? You're a leader here. The Shinsengumi respects and needs you now more than ever. Sanon's eyes dotted with melancholy, flashing a brief smile that entertained the idea behind my words.
よく覚えていますよ。私は剣客としてもこの新選組に必要なのですよね。
Sanon seemed bitterly focused on the words Hijikata said earlier. They really did affect him.
剣客として死に、ただ生きた屍になれというのであれば、人としても死なせてください。
No!
失敗すると決まったわけではありません。そう分の悪い賭けではありませんよ。
Sanon smiled as he said that, but there was no way to know what might happen to him. Considering the worst that could happen, I couldn't sit by and allow him to do this. I'm going to scream. Sanon came to hate himself for being unable to fight alongside his comrades and friends. Even if they forgave him, he never forgave himself. But
君にはわからないかもしれませんね。
was it the sort of thing that only fellow swordsmen can comprehend then? How could I convince him to listen to me? It was then, in that moment of helplessness, that I remembered Okita's words.
もし怖いものを見たら、すぐに声を上げて
I remember what Okita told me. Of course! I could never know what Sanon felt, but another man devoted to the sword might. I screamed as loud as my lugged allowed, my voice echoing down the halls and across the courtyards of the compound. Okita! But even as I cried out, Sanon drew back his head and drained the vial in a single draught. No! With a soft clink of glass, it rolled from Sanon's palm to the floor of the common room. His face warped in pain, and he collapsed on the floor. Oh no. His hair began to turn white. I'm in danger. Tama could actually with me, but even then, he would be able to kill me anyway. He's much stronger than me and knows more swordplay. It became clear to me that this pain was something no ordinary person could handle. Sanon, you've got to hold on. Through his fingers, I saw his maddening eyes. Before me were the eyes greeting me on that first night in Kyoto. Behind me, I heard the door slide open. Sanon looked behind me, over my shoulder.
Okita-kun.
Oh, thank goodness.
こんばんは、三男さん。
It seemed like Okita didn't even look at me, his eyes completely focused on Sanon, then briefly to the small bottle on the floor, before back to Sanon. Okay, apparently I did the right thing.
教えてくれてありがとう。
Okita? Sanon is... Sanon stared at Okita, his breaths ragged and pained, like air struggled to stay in his chest.
見ての通り、実験は失敗です。
He wants you to kill him while he still has some sanity remaining?
ええ。わかってます。
His expression flashed into a familiar grin. Even after Okita drew his sword, it still didn't occur to me what was about to happen. The polished tip of Okita's blade was pointed directly at Sanan.
安心してください。きちんと僕が解釈してあげますよ。
飲み込みが早くて助かりますよ。さすが新選組の剣だ。
Sanan exuded calm at the sound of Okita's response. I held my breath, unsure if I wanted to see what was about to happen before me. Okita, you're not serious, are you? You're not really going to kill him, are you? My voice shook with disbelief, and Okita's eyes paid me no attention.
君さ、やめてくれないかな、そういうの。よそ者は黙っててよ。
But wasn't Sanan his comrade or his friend? Everyone seemed to give their heart and soul to the Shinsengumi, but not like this.
鬱陶しいんだよ。新選組大使にでもなったつもり。
He didn't even move, but his tone hit like a slap. I've been living with him for so long that my initial fear had almost completely disappeared. I felt like I'd found a place for myself.
忘れたって言うんならもう一度言ってあげるよ。君は利用価値があるから生かしてあげてるだけで、僕たちの仲間じゃない。
His words shattered my already breaking heart. But just then... Sanan screamed in pain, and I saw him kick the floor. Then I heard a horrific sound, like meat being cleaved and resounding through the darkness. Peeking over Okita's back, I heard the loud thud of a body collapse into the floor, and around Okita's foot pooled the dark red puddle of blood. Sanan? I was trembling as I watched the blood trickle.
近づかない方がいいよ。
Okita's arm appeared in front of me, coldly. What? But why? I gave him a reproachful gaze, but he showed no signs of faltering.
何度も言わせないでくれる。近づくなって言ってるでしょ。深手は合わせたけど、また襲いかかってこないとは限らないしね。
Huh?
あの薬を使ったら、この程度じゃ死ねないんだよ。
So, Sanan is still alive? Okita nodded bitterly, his body locked into a defensive position.
死ねないって言ってるんだから。生きてるに決まってるでしょ。
I was relieved from the bottom of my heart. Oh, thank goodness. This good news, however, didn't mean we could let our guards down. Sanan could lose his senses again and potentially mortally wound us. But, for now at least, Sanan is alive. After Sanan collapsed, the captains rushed into the room. They must have heard the commotion from the common room. Everything glowed white afterwards, as I realized that I was in a daze. None of the words struck in my ear, and I wobbled back to my room.
まったく、手間がかかる子だよね、君って。
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okita had taken me back to my room, and I heard him as soon as he opened the door for me.
説明してくれるかな。どうして三男さんと一緒にいたの？
Okita was never particularly pleasant to me, but his tone was even harsher than usual. I felt like there was someone in the common room. I was curious, so I had a look. I found Sanan in there. Okita's lackadaisical response seemed disarming, and he just scanned me. Although my mind had cleared somewhat, it was still difficult to keep my thoughts organized. One, however, rose quickly to the surface. Is it true that my father had something to do with that stuff that Sanan drank?
三男さんから聞いたのそれ。
Yes. He said it makes you stronger, but it drives you mad. He fixed his eyes warily on the ceiling above us, sighing before eventually answering my question.
君は薬をここに持ち込んだ人の娘だし、狂った大使とも実際に会ってるし。少しぐらいなら聞かせてあげてもいいかな。
Thank you.
本当なら殺しちゃいたいところだけど。
His manner of speaking was far removed from his usual joking self when he mentioned killing, but this time it felt like he meant it. He could kill me at any time.
薬のことについて何か質問ある？一つくらいなら答えてあげるけど。
I've got so many questions. I'm limited to one. I desperately searched for the words. Why did the Shinsengumi get involved in something like this?
僕たちの役目は今日を騒がせる不逞労使を取り締まることだけど、簡単な仕事じゃないっていうことぐらい君にだってわかるよね。
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah. Among the Ronin, there are plenty that are actually killed swordsmen. When I was on the rounds, I saw many such men fighting and dueling amongst themselves.
今日に来たばかりの頃はとにかく人手が足りなくてね。僕たちの名前なんて全然知られてないし、給金だって満足に出なかったからさ。入隊希望者なんてめったにいないし、たまに来ても得体の知れないゴロつきばっかり。そんな時、幕府の人が薬の実験を持ちかけてきたんだ。
So you guys were used as guinea pigs? Or lab rats, rather? Whatever you want to call them? An experiment. That must have been what Sanan was referring to. So, you knew what the side effects were, and you still made them take it?
もちろん、彼らも承知の上だよ。新選組にはね、局中ハットっていうのがあるんだ。
The rules of conduct. Shinsengumi regulations that were to be strictly obeyed, as the penalty for disobedience was honorable suicide. It was also referred to as the code. I wonder if it's similar to the code. Well, no, it's not the same as the code as the rogues use in Final Fantasy XIV, but whatever, it's still an idea of the code.
隊をまとめるための決まりみたいなものなんだけど、それに背くと即切腹を申し付けられる。
Cut yourself open?
あれ？何驚いてるの？武士の責任の取り方って言えば切腹しかないじゃない。
Traditionally, when a samurai disgraced themselves, they drove their swords into their bellies. I had thought such traditions were obsolete, and now that the worst they do is pretend to cut themselves open with a fan.
でもまあ、どうせ死んじゃうんだし、最後にもう一度役に立ってもらった方がいいでしょ。だから、切腹するか、薬を飲むか、好きな方を選んでもらうことにしたんだ。
So, a death or a fate worse than death?
かわいそうだよね。本当に。
I couldn't think of anything to say. What sort of choice was that? Death by your own hand or madness and death by someone else's? The men that I encountered that winter night, had their last thoughts of men been hope they might survive the madness? It sounded horrible.
簡単に強くなれる薬があれば便利だよね。実際は全然大したことなかったんだけど、僕たちでも簡単に切っちゃえるぐらい。
In a moment, I was taken back to that fateful night when Okita dispatched the warriors with white hair without any effort.
三男さんはこれからどうなるんだろうね。
Yeah, I wonder that too. I was worried too. Was Sanan okay? Would he change? My stomach was twisting itself into knots. And so the long night broke. The captains of the Shinsengumi gathered in the common room.
みんな安心してくれ。峠は越えたようだよ。
Oh, thank goodness. The room collectively breathed a sigh of relief.
で、どうなんだ三男さんの様子は。
今はまだ寝てる。静かなものだよ。
今までの大使たちみてえになっちまってるのか、それとも。
Inoue simply shook his head.
確かなことは目を覚ますまでわからんね。見た目は昨日までと変わらないんだが。
Suddenly then, the door slid open.
おはようございます、皆さん。ご機嫌いかがかしら。
Get lost, Ito.
うげ、伊藤さん。
Yeah, I agree with you, Harada.
うげとはご挨拶ですのね。みな。
そりゃ、朝っぱらからあんたの顔見たせいに決まってるだろうが。
I have to agree with you there.
まあ、長倉くんったら冗談がお上手ですこと。
Ito dismissed Nakagura's snide remark, and he turned to face the standing warriors.
皆さんの顔色がよろしくないのは、もしかして昨晩の騒ぎと関わりがあるのかしら。
Yeah, you could say that.
いや、その。
Oh, we're covering it up. Okay, well, yeah, that does make sense. We don't necessarily want him being involved with everything. Desperately, Kondo's eyes flew around the room, as if looking for someone to offer an excuse.
よし、ごまかせ、その。
あ、俺か。実は昨日。
大根役者は出しゃばらないでくれるかな。そういうのだったらもっと得意な人がいるじゃない。
Okita turned to Saito expectantly, and the latter spoke up at once.
伊藤参謀がお察しの通り、昨晩屯所内にて事件が発生しました。
まあ、事件ですって？
はい。ですが我々もまだ全容を把握できてはいない状況です。
Oh, you smooth talker, Saito.
今の時点での説明は余計な誤解を招くばかりかと。ですので今夜にでも場を設け、詳しくお伝えさせていただきたく存じます。
そういうことですの。事情は分かりましてよ。今夜のお呼ばれ、心待ちにしていますわ。では、ごめん遊ばせ。
So I wonder what Saito's gonna have to say this evening then. Ito brandished another strange smile, stood, nodded, and left the room promptly.
なんとか見逃してもらえたみたいだね。
What do you mean?
伊藤さんはなんだかんだで頭が回る
He
人だ。
probably figured something's up, and the fact that he can put two and two together.
幹部が勢ぞろいしてる場に
Yeah.
三男さんだけいねえんだ。
Mm-hmm.
あの人絡みで何かあったってことぐらいすぐ感づくだろう。
Oh. Ito had likely guessed what took place, but decided not to press the issue. I had looked up just in time to see Sennen shuffle through the door. Sennen!
そんな化け物を見るような目で見られても困りますよ。
Well, aren't you?
三男さん、起きてていいのかい？
少し気だるいですがね。これも薬の副作用でしょう。あの薬を飲んでしまうと昼間動くことが困難になりますから。
Okay, so they can only be out during nighttime hours? Again, instead of zombie, vampire. Sennen looked a little pale, but it didn't look too difficult for him to stand and speak. But if it's hard for him to move during the day...
私はもう人ではありません。
Yeah. Those words sunk into our hearts heavily. Even the captains fell silent to a solemn admission.
いや、
三男君、君が生きていてくれてよかった。
Yeah, it's true, but
我々はそれだけで十分だと思う。
Kondo stood and grabbed Sanen's shoulders tightly, his expression bright and endearing. Tears nearly welled in his beaming eyes.
それで腕の方はどうなんです？
まだ本調子ではありませんからね。
He lifted his left arm, the arm that had hung limp at his side, and flexed his hand. It didn't look any different than before his injury.
治っているようですね。少なくとも不便がない程度には。
Thank goodness. In spite of the chaos from last night, his wish to use his arm once more came true. However,
あの薬を飲んだってことは昼間動けねえようになっちまったんだろう。それなのにタイムに参加なんてできるのか？
his voice was calm, almost careless.
解決策はあります。私が死んだことにすればいい。
What?
これから私は薬の成功例として羅刹を束ねていこうと思っています。
Oh, okay. But still, holy crap.
三男さん、それ本気で言ってるのか？
Well, what else would you have him do, Shinpachi?
あんた、自分が何を言ってるのか分かってるのかよ？
Yeah, he does understand.
分かっていますとも。長倉君、君こそ忘れたのですか？我々は薬の存在を伏せるよう幕府から命じられているのですよ。私が死んだことにすれば今までのように薬の存在を隠し通すことができる。それにもし薬の持つ副作用を消すことができるのだとすれば、それを使わない手はないでしょう。
They seem to be against Sanen's idea, though no one said anything. Who would want to consign a friend to a life of secrecy, lived in the shadows? But
薬の実験は幕府からのお達しでもあるしな。そうするしかないか。
まあ三男さんが自分で選んだ道ですし、止めたって聞く人じゃないですよね。
よくわかっていますね。その通りですよ。
Ichikato scoffed at Sanen's suggestion, and bitterness frothed from his words.
豚書移転の話、冗談じゃ済まされなくなったな。
We'll need the extra space, especially if Sanen's to stay hidden.
三男さんを伊藤派の目から隠すには、広い豚書が必要だ。ここじゃ狭すぎる。
同意します。薬の研究を続けるのであれば、なおのこと移転を急ぐべきかと。
よし、ろくに寝てねえとこ悪いが、話し合いを始めさせてもらうぜ。雪村、お前は部屋に戻ってろ。ゆえ、ろくに寝てねえだろ。
Okay. Understood. Please excuse me. I bowed to everyone and left the common room. I was happy that Sanen was safe, but a whole flurry of new concerns arose. Learning of my friend's horrible work. What will become of me? Will I be safe? Such thoughts buzzed heavily in my head as I walked back to my room. Oh boy. And I think we're going to end that there for now. Thanks again everyone for watching the video today. Please leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye!